Good evening, welcome back. This is the Student StarCraft AI tournament. Today we'll have the losers round 1, Thomas Weides, Ximp vs B-Reaver, Proxy vs Halpan, Eric Hammer and Killerbot will duke it out. And then Andrew Smith vs Crazier Protoss, and of course we'll do the round 2 as well. Seda vs Microwave, Purple Wave, Banana Brain, and Lecutus vs TCMU Protoss, and last Ironbot vs Steamhammer. But the first game of the losers round 1, Thomas Weides vs B-Reaver is live, and let me do the overlay. Yes, there we go. So without further ado, we have got a Forge Fast Expand in progress. And B-Reaver will be starting out with a pylon and a gateway, so that's no surprise there. And both players are playing tag with the scouting probe, but it seems like both scouting probes have been killed. First two cannons are up, and this probe could have snuck in but didn't dare, and now is flipping out outside of the base. So there we go. Thomas Weides going for a gateway and a nexus, very quick nexus, but not as quick as B-Reaver. So B-Reaver going for a very quick expand as well, and I think that is going to be a cyber core. So yeah, let's see how that will turn out. We are going to see a cyber core here as well, and of course, yeah, the home defense of Ximp sorted that Zealot harass out quite nicely. And the question is, because we all know what Ximp is going to do, it's going to build a lot of cannons, and then with all these Stargates, he is going to build a lot of carriers. So no surprise there. The only surprise is that it made its way into the round of 16 again, even after not been updated since 5 years, so that's very impressive. And B-Reaver is going for a lot of gateways and a small army, but the army is flipping out a lot. And now a third base is started, but first, no, not the first carriers on the way yet. Now the Stargate will start flashing, and I can only, well, let's see, a couple of cannons over here, all very good. Observer checking things out. And now we've got a shuttle, we've got 2 robo-bays, and of course we've got Reaver Tech. So let's see where that shuttle is going. And the Gateway Army, of course, is in one control group, so can't really catch up. But the shuttle has got a plan of its own. And though there is a carrier and a small ground army, so let's see what that shuttle can do. It can take a couple of goon hits and then starts breakdancing outside of the base of Ximp. And obviously you can't get in like that, and now also taking hull damage, so I don't think this is the best idea ever. And oh, the Reaver gets dropped, but only doing a little bit of shield damage and a little bit of hit point damage to the Zealots over here. But now the first group of carriers is out, and although there is a small gateway army which will clean up this base over here, I do think that the fighting power is at the moment in the favor of Ximp. There are only so many Dragoons, and of course you can't do very much with that, but it's a 3 versus 2 base economy, and now the onus is on B-Reaver to do something with that. We've got an Archon, we've got more goons, but the control group is only 1. And we've got a new shuttle Reaver thing going on. Let's see where it's going to find a spot. And I think from here out you can hit, or even the main base, but no, there is a cannon there. So scouting very lackluster, and now has to go back. The carriers are out to kill, and the next wave is going to hit the map as well. 4th base for B-Reaver, but B-Reaver, what are you going to do with all these carriers? There is a Templar. Is there a Storm? Yes, there is. And the shuttle harass is absolutely not working. Base getting cancelled again, but now we've got 4 carriers over here and 4 more are coming from the top, so we'll soon have 8 carriers. And although you're going to have to do something about that really rather quickly, and these gateways here are in a lot of trouble. So now 4 carriers from the top and 4 from the side. I think that B-Reaver's army count, which is superior, is going to drop a little bit, although the carriers, it's very hard for these AI to know what to do about a carrier. You can see the army supply of B-Reaver dropping precipitously. Ximp taking expansion over here. Observer and a Zealot trying to figure things out. We've got a Reaver drop, and it is doing some damage, but not the most, killing one goon, and I think that's not worth it. And you can see Xint now taking up position with the carriers over here. Some carriers are coming back, perhaps to deal with the Reaver, which is gone already, and now they turn back towards the enemy base, being shut down again by the Zealot. So in that regard, I think the Reaver is doing okay, but still the first carrier kill has got to be made. Oh, and that's there. And so one carrier killed, 2 carriers killed, but still a lot of carriers, and the Reaver will have a devil of a job to get a decent army up. And let's see what it is producing. It's producing a lot of goons and still the Reaver, so it doesn't really analyze that the Reavers aren't doing all that much. I'm going to speed it up just a tiny little notch, because this game is quite long, and we've got, of course, a lot of games to cast. And will we have? Yes, we will have a new wave of carriers. This shuttle is not getting much done, but it is distracting more carriers, so perhaps eventually the goons can keep this carrier thing a little bit under control. And with the added economy, and if the Zealot train doesn't stop here but will kill this base over there, I think eventually Xint will mine out, because the natural's nearly gone. And although the goons are terrible at fighting carriers, occasionally they do take one down, as demonstrated here. But here come more carriers. Oh, and here are the carriers going the other way, trying to save the Nexus, but a little bit too late. And Bereaver is taking another base, looks like. So army supply for Bereaver is up again. And although this production facility over here in the middle of the map is not all that great, have we got a storm? Storm would be nice in the interceptors. Yes, there it goes. Nice one there. Carriers take it down in revenge. But now the natural is going to mine out, and of course the cannons will be shot and will have to be replaced, so that will take a little bit of doing. But still, there are a lot of carriers out on the map, and Bereaver's army supply is dwindling. Now natural main are out. No production over here, and a lot of Zealots, and I can't really imagine why that is. There is a High Templar, it's got energy, but it's not store. Oh, it's casting Store now. That was a pretty good one. Let's keep an eye on the interceptor count. It's 66, and I think that although Bereaver is doing well economically, in the end it's going to lose the main, and it hasn't got any production elsewhere, so it will suffer horribly because of that. But the Reaver is catching up, and now I think that Xint is out of money. Completely out of money, so 72 interceptors, that is the count to watch, but I think that, oh dear, the Cyber Core is going to get wrecked. And nice storm on these carriers over here. The cannons do what they can, but they are targeting the interceptors. And kill this one. Yes, you can do it. Oh, this is so, and I am taking the perspective from the ground forces. I know it's not really fair for Xint, but Xint is such a monster. It's hard to have any sympathy with it. It is playing so well though. So 28 interceptors. Army supply for Bereaver is 48, but it will need to build another Cyber Core, and until that is done, it can only build Zealots. So Zealots and Reavers are not going to stop carriers, and it's persisting in trying to build that Cyber Core over there, which is not a safe place. Could have built one here ages ago, and that is going to be very hard to deal with. But Xint has still got 27 interceptors. That's very good. There were 2 carriers somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, here. And now you've got to stop doing that, my friend. It's not sound. And these carriers, they want to kill anything anti-air and anything which can produce anti-air. I'm going to speed it up because this is rubbish. And Bereaver keeps sending in stuff to build Cyber Cores in a pain pace, and it's absolutely ridiculous. There is an unholy lot of money being wasted that way. No buildings cancelled, and still 27 interceptors. Perhaps if the entire main is wrecked, building elsewhere will commence. So only a couple of cannons, nothing serious, and oh, where is it? The Cyber Core in the main, where it was originally, but now there are. Oh, there is one gateway, so one goon is being produced. Oh, good, that's great, that's grand. And the carriers are now over there. Killing probes. Oh, and finally more gateways are being rebuilt, but the carriers now are going to go back into the main. And oh god, this is going to be rubbish. everything is going to be rebuilt in the main, and that's not good at all. The Reaver is taking such a pounding from a handful of carriers, still 27 interceptors. We've got 1 goon, so 4 goons now. But what can 4 goons do versus 27 interceptors? And the answer is exactly nothing. Templar would be nice, but still... God, oh god, this is hard to watch. But perhaps occasionally an interceptor will get killed, perhaps, but still 27 interceptors there. And the carriers are wrecking everything. With all the zealots, this base could have been wiped out, all the buildings could have been wiped out, but obviously... Oh, 20, missed something there. 1 carrier must have fallen, and quite a full one as well, and they are getting a little bit low. So, perhaps 20, 13, yes. Good, 8, only 1 carrier left. And now the goon count is rising. It's 7. That's about it. Because God knows why. Is there no money left? No, there are no probes. Where are all the probes? All the oh god, this you can't. Oh, the probes are here. So there is a small probe train. And thank god, 3. Yes, so now all the carriers are gone. The Reaver is rebuilding and is trying to break through here, and it will succeed eventually, but it took a lot of effort to bring down the carriers. And there you go. So Reaver taking care of the cannons and the probes. And now the army is... yeah, it's there. All the probes getting stormed. And eventually the Reaver will win this, but in what style? Goodness gracious me. So the Reaver taking the first game of Xim. Quite a feat. Hard to deal with the carriers. And... let's hop into the next game. And pardon me for speeding it up just a little bit, because again this is going to be quite a long game. And we all know what Xim is going to do. It's a little bit smaller map, Python. And perhaps that will be to the advantage of either player. Perhaps the Reaver can break the cannons, or perhaps Xim can be more productive with the carriers. We won't know until the game will be playing out a little bit. Small gateway army for the Reaver. Interesting place for a third. But here come the carriers. And of course, the observer sees everything. Everything. You can see it coming. So what's being made over here? A lot of zealots. And stationary cannons. And no goons at all, because we've got 3. And we see all these gateways here. And we see the first carrier we had last game. So... what do you think is going to happen, Mr. Observer? No, let's try and do it with shuttle harass once more and try how hard we can fail this time. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't worth it. And the carriers are going on their way. So now we've got 3 goons, and that's damn all, but more goons are being built. Problem is that the carriers are going to hit over here, and the goons are standing outside of the base. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Third base taken by Ximp. Carrier attack is there. So the goons are coming in. First goon dies. A lot of goon dies. They can't really micro with the minerals over here. And let's take a look at the interceptor count. It's almost 60. And the goon count is 8. So that's not the most. And you can't see the ground army doing anything useful. Third base now taken. The harass for the Reaver on the third base is not there. And now the cyber core will be under attack soon too. And all the production is over here. Nothing there. And it seems that the Reaver isn't really picking up on what the Simp is doing. So that's very unfortunate. Again, this is the best of 5. So first to win 3 games gets ahead into the losers round 2. And all the carriers are dishing out the damage by the bucket load. Look at that. Almost 80 interceptors now. And yeah, the Reavers are there, but of course without air cover it ends like this. And Ximp will just rebuild a couple of cannons more to make sure that doesn't happen again. More carriers out on the map, saving the base. 4 bases for Ximp now. And nothing gets built over here, and I think that's just a major flaw if you've got an army of angry carriers in there. And also, goons are not the most best weapon versus carriers, and you can see the next wave of carriers rolling up. And now we'll have some arbiters as well. So this is going to be a domination, pure and unrefined. Carriers killing and killing and killing. That is what they do best. And these zealots, they will have a good day to die, looks like. Oh, carriers come to the rescue. Oh, and now B-Reaver is going to rebuild here, but I think it's a little bit too late because the army supply is 14 versus 133. The carriers will now go and find where the enemy actually is. So it looks like B-Reaver can relocate its main, but it can't do so on the fly. And you can see now that Ximp is not building any more army, and I think that's a flaw in the... For Ximp it could have built one more group of carriers. All in all you need 24 supply, lots of building, cannons all over the place. And now they're going to find this base over here, probably... No, they will find the goons. And now they will find this base over here, so... You can see with the arbiters, yes, and now all the carriers are converging upon the new base of B-Reaver. And Ximp is going to equalize the score, going to bring it 1-1. And without waiting how this is going to play out, let's head into the next game. We've got B-Reaver versus Thomas Weiler's Ximp. The game is 1-1, best of 5. Let's see how this is going to work out this time. So B-Reaver going to play tag. The scouting probe taking a lot of mining time. That's 4 probes lost, and that's, I think, a win for Ximp. Ximp will get ahead with the quick expand and the cannons. In the main base we'll have to wait for it. Yes, there they are, the Stargates. And these zealots, you can commit to a zealot attack. It's not unbreakable with defense like this. But instead B-Reaver is going to play the same old game plan, and I don't think that's really as adaptive as it could have been. Third base for B-Reaver will not be taken because the probe doesn't understand it has to mine out these minerals here, which will be... Oh, and now we've got a ground attack on... Oh, but it's wavering. It's wavering. The ground attack is heading back home. It could have broken the cannons. Oh, Reaver doing some good now, but the carriers are just too strong. No third for Ximp either. But still B-Reaver getting hung up on that mineral patch. The ground army should be... I think the ground army is strong enough to break the NAT. That's certainly true, but I think that it's not really committed to attack. But here come the zealots. Lots of zealots. The carriers are coming back from the rear, but the zealots should now at all... Oh, they should go, but there are carriers in the main base again. And the goons, they are too slow. The zealots, they can't make up their mind. There is no third base, so B-Reaver is fighting an uphill battle here. Where is the Cybercore? The Cybercore is here in an exposed position. That's not good at all. That won't do. I think that the carriers will have a field day, but there is no third base for Ximp either. Ximp can't... Oh, Ximp does know how to mine out the minerals. That's very good. May have an added source of income later. But for now, the goons sort of hold versus the carriers, but the goon count is very, very preciously low. There is an Archon, there are some Templar, but the Cybercore is just in a bad position. And if B-Reaver doesn't realize that, it's going to pay for that. And the Templar, they aren't really trained to kill fleets of carriers. And the next wave of carriers is coming in already. So the Zealots, they are doing damn all. They are taking out the middle expansion, which is okay, but other than that, they could have stormed the NAT, they could have killed this base over here, and by now we've got 3 fleets of carriers out on the map, 2 of which are in the bases of B-Reaver, and this the 3rd fleet is out there already. And will there be a 4th, or are we producing... It's going to be Arbiters, looks like it. So, finally this base has been taken, but it's a little bit too late. And the Zealots, they don't have the balls to take on the cannons. So, I think that it's going to be 2-1 for Ximp. Carriers everywhere, all sorts of carriers, and it's going to be one bloody mess. So, yep, that's the main base again. That is the natural again, and that was the game. So 2-1 for Ximp. Let's see if Reaver can bring it back on another big map. But really, it ought to be more aggressive and not let Sim sit back on all these cannons making carriers. But now we've got some kind of a 2-gate. Some kind of a 2-gate, and again a Robo-Bay. And a Robo-Bay is nice if it works, but Sim is just so on top of this. And the Zealots, they are bulky. This lot of Zealots could have taken this base out a minute ago, but it's not doing so, and God knows why. This army behavior is not good at all, and by now, oh, there won't be any more cannons. That's strange, but the first wave of carriers will be there, and the Zealots, they don't really have the heart. And Simp is there with the 3rd base, and the first wave of carriers out. 3 bases for Reaver as well, but it's going to be a mineral only amongst them, so that's not going to be, I think, worth it. The Zealots, they don't... This is a low number of cannons for Simp, and I think that's because this pylon is badly placed, but still you could build something here. Simp now taking the 3rd base, and Reaver, well, you're making a lot of Zealots and cannons, and that is not going to be worth it at all. You need goons, you need scouts, corsairs for my part. Dark Archons have been shown to work. Purple Wave did a brilliant build with Dark Archons just capturing all the carriers and sending them right back. But still, oh, finally a goon in there, that's good. But it's, for a human player, it's so easy to spot what's going on, but for an AI it's very, very hard if it doesn't have a specific build order to deal with that. And even now, all the goons will have to come back. And if you scout these 4 carriers here with your observer, which gets killed, you know they are coming. You've got to do something about it. And where's the Cyber Core? The Cyber Core is here in an unprotected spot again. And again, the Zealots don't have the heart. Now, goon production is increasing, but I think that this is not the right position to fight the interceptors. So the carriers have got a great control of the main base again, and Reaver producing all these Zealots, it's just not working, and Simp is taking more and more bases. The next wave of carriers is heading up, and you can see the damage being done. Reaver struggling, army supply not even half of that of Simp. Simp dominating the main base, and that is going to be a 3-1. The Archon trying to do what it can, but it's just not enough, and with 3 fleets of carriers and more coming up, wow, that's going to be one hell of a lot of carriers in the main base. Army supply for Reaver is 24, and Reaver stopped producing anything right now, so yeah, giving up in disgust. No, 1 Zealot, oh no, that was the end of the gateway. And right now we've got so many carriers. We've got 128 interceptors, and we've even got 3 arbiters, so that's a lot of firepower. You shouldn't underestimate that. Upgrade wise, Simp is doing greatly with +3 again, and Reaver, the only 2 units it's got are stuck on God knows what. Oh, and a gateway here, so that's okay, but it's basically a little bit too late once you've got that many carriers hovering over your base. Reaver doing what it can to retake bases, but I don't think it's going to be quick enough. Simp going to build a lot of cannons everywhere. Do we have a cannon count? No, we don't. But this is just a matter of time before the bases will be found, and that's the new main base, so that was the new main base. There is one more over here, 2 pylons over there, and yeah, that was the game. So, going to edit this. This is going to be 1, 2, 3 versus 1. Verify the winner. It's Thomas Vader's Simp. Submit, and now we'll see that Thomas Vader will move on, and we'll go on with Proxy versus Hao Pan. Proxy and Hao Pan, where are you? They are here, and Proxy is going to play as the green Zerg, of course, in the top right. Hao Pan, the iron successor, not successor. It started out with iron and now is doing something else, and it's going to start with a Proxy Rax. That's pretty ballsy. Perhaps a bunker rush? There is no... Ooh, that is just very, very greedy by Proxy, and I think it's going to have to pay the price for that. That isn't even... Oh, it's going after the overlords. That's not good at all, but there will be more marines. There is a sunken over there. Some drones will be lost, and now it should be morphed right quickly before any more marines come in. And I think that proxy can still sort of hold this. The sunken is keeping further marines out, and the Zerglings have got this thing under control, so Halpan is now stuck out on the map with the barracks, and some Zerglings are chasing all its marines. This marine micro is good, but Halpan has now got a good infrastructure, and I think if you are going to rush marines, you should kill workers. And right now, Proxy has got 25 on 2 bases, got a lot of Zerglings, and got a sunken to boot. So yes, although there is a vulture out, the army disparity is quite large, and have we got any speed? We've got Ling speed, but then can they, perhaps if they surround it, they can do better. And they do surround it, and they do kill it. But still, weird things are going on. But third base started for Proxy, and Halpan is going for mech of 1 base versus a 3 base Zerg. And I wish it good luck, but I think that's going to be one hard thing to pull off. Is there any SCV repair? No, doesn't look like it, or perhaps, or not, or yes, still, and yep, there we go. So, Halpan sending out siege tanks without a complement of vultures. Look, the Zerglings are pretty badly micro, but there they go. So now, third base up for Proxy. One more sunken, just to make sure. No lair tech yet, but fourth base started, and this is going to be... There are going to be a lot of Zerg out soon, and I don't really think that this this small push is going to be very successful, but still you can try. You should try and... Oh, but the Zerglings are in the main base. Trying to disrupt the mining, and they can't really get too much done because their decision making is a bit half-assed, and oh, we've got a Wraith as well, that's good. Lair being made, pew pew, yes, kill the egg, or whatever it was. Lair tech now there for Proxy, fourth base up, and you can see it's got a lot of money. It hasn't got a lot of forces though, so that's that may be the saving grace for Halpan. Oh, and playing Minesweeper with Hydras is not really the most efficient, but it will get the job done eventually. But then your Hydras will get killed as well by some roving units. So Halpan not out of this yet. It's got 1.5 times the army supply. Still, it has got only 1 base. Natural will be done soon too. And Proxy is isn't really making much, making drones, and it's already got 51. So it's really hard to see where this is heading. I think eventually, if you've got this 60 worker thing going on, you can produce a lot of units, but now I think that Halpan is going to feel a little bit of pain. It can't really get these invading units out of the natural. The micro is just not good enough, and the unit count isn't there either. So I think a 1 versus by now almost 5 base situation with 61 workers is going to get rapidly out of hand. And although there are a lot of larvae, there are 8 left, the army for Proxy is still pretty small, and what there is playing tag with vultures out on the map. Not too many macro hatches, but you can see there is a lot of green stuff moving out on the map, just trying to do stuff, and another base taken. The main base is sort of safe because of the vultures, but a couple of tanks would have been nice, and there is one now. So if you protect that somewhat... Oh, that's a lot of Hydras though. So all of a sudden the map is awash with drones, and the advance guard of Proxy's army is breaking down the mining in the base of Halpan. And all of the base is taken. Wow, what a butchery this is. And some tech being taken as well, so you can see the Ultra Cavern and lots of units. So if you let Halpan get to this stage, it's going to be pretty painful to watch, and that's the first game. That's the GG. Proxy taking 1 game of Halpan, best of 5. Let's head up into game number 2. Let's see if... Oh yes, we are going to have another Proxy Rax. And this time the workers are for it, and they will defend themselves versus an SCV, but they will not defend themselves versus Marines. And by now all the workers have been killed, and the bunker rush. So Halpan doing a little bit better this time. the Lings are out there, and Proxy does have the money for another drone. So perhaps if you restart the main base, and if you didn't build another Ling with your last 50 minerals, it would have been great. But unfortunately it isn't, so it won't. And now Halpan is in control. Proxy's only got... oh, it's got one worker. Where is it though? I don't see it. It's got one worker. Oh, it's here. That's pretty brilliant. And Halpan will take its sweet time to make more bunkers and could just A-move into this base over here, but oh, now it does. So that's going to be the 1-1. Eventually, I don't know what the Marines are flipping out about, but they do try to kill everything simultaneously, so that's good. The score's 1-1. One Proxy barracks failed, the other one succeeded, and we've got the third one up. Let's see if Proxy learns anything of this, but still going for a forge fast expand, quick expand. Then another hatch. That's, if you've been bunker rushed two games in a row, that is beyond greedy. And then sending workers out to that is completely rubbish. And Halpan is going to luck into another game, but then again, Proxy macro okay, but if you play your games like this, just make Zerglings and feed all your drones into a bunker, you do not deserve it. So a little bit more attention to the early game, and it's just a countdown run from here on. There are 6 Zerglings, and although the Ling micro is pretty good, and eventually it's going to be like this, because there is going to be a couple of vultures, and that's the 2-1. So Proxy has got one more game to get its shit together, and otherwise, oh dear, here we go. So we've got another Proxy Rax, and this time it's going to be another fast expand from Proxy. So Halpan looking to be in a good position. Oh, there is a sunken now, or could be a sunken if the pool were ready. But I think it's going to be killed, and the other one will probably be killed as well. Still more workers being fed into this, and this is... yeah. You can probably see where this is going. We've got 3.5... oh, there is something happening, but instead of... oh god, this defense of proxies is totally beyond me. What's it making? It's making Lings? One sunken, more workers, please. Proxy is buckling under the pressure, is building Lings, but with only 4 army supply, now there are vultures out, and this game is over. So Halpan doing well, getting out of losers round 1, looks like. And with a well-executed bunker rush, and that is the GG. So back to the bracket. Proxy versus Halpan. Proxy, goodbye. Hope to see you again next year. And Halpan win this game. Yes, there we go. And now we've got Eric Hammer versus Killerbot, and that's interesting because Killerbot basically dominated the entire tournament with ZVZ play, and only to fall, I think, 4 games to 2 in the finals to Cherry Pie, and that was really a huge feat. Such good ZVZ, and let's see what Eric Hammer has got. So shouldn't speed it up that much. Worker count is about equal. Killerbot is down a little bit. It's going for a pool, and it's going for... what's this? An Evo chamber. Alright. So I think that it's going to do the +1 and speed, and then some Zerglings. Army count is equal. And the first hits have been made by Eric Hammer, so Killerbot unlucky there, should have waited for the upgrades. Eric Hammer not even making speed, is going for a quick lair and 2 sunkens, and that is going to be a lot of money. Now you can see that Killerbot will have 5 versus 3 pairs of Lings. And will have to be a well-timed lair play. That is a lot of resources invested in sunkens, in static defense, and there are a lot of Zerglings coming. But the Sunkens are done. You could sweep around, kill the workers. Could do that. Killer going for an expansion and some more Zerglings for defense. And it's seeing exactly what's happening. This is going to be the Spire. There are 2 Overlords on top of that. And now the question is, what will Killer do to try and stop that? The Spire is morphing, and we've got 2 spores out already. And they could have been a little bit closer to the workers, but I think that Killerbot has got the principle right that it needs spores. So ZVZ wise, it's doing okay. It could overrun the defenses or run by and kill some workers. It's 9 versus 9 workers, only 1 hatch for Arakhammer. And the lair is started for Killerbot as well. Killerbot is making a lair and an overlord and hasn't got the greatest economy, but has got 2 more workers. It's just as well, because I think there are going to be mutas out soon, and the question is, will they kill... They'll kill the overlords first. And I think that is why Killerbot is making an overlord. And 1 still more Sunkens for Arakhammer. It's 7 versus 10 workers. Now the Lings are going to be engaged. And, oh, there should be a spore here as well. That's not good at all. The natural is right open. And you can see if these mutas, well, are they going? They're going after the Overlord. So I think that Killer will have a little bit more time. 14 versus 7 workers. But no anti-air here at all. Is that going to be the Spire? Yes, it may be. But there are now 3. They are going for the main. They are going for the main. And now they're heading back. So, although the natural is completely undefended, I think Killerbot with 15 versus 9 workers could do okay. More mutas coming now from Arakhammer, but Arakhammer has got a little bit of gas left, but is only on one hatchery. There is 1, and now you can see that these mutas are taking a lot of damage from 1 spore. It's not good at all. And Killerbot is going after the workers. He's got a better plan. And 1 worker killed, but now Killerbot will lose some mutas, and the muta cloud for Arakhammer will grow quickly. And now we'll have a spore as well. So ZVZ, these bots are really on top of the game. No spore here, and I think that's a big omission. And you can see 1 more worker killed. It's going well for Killerbot in killing workers, but it needs to have a larger fleet of mutas, and now it's 8 versus 2, so as long as Killer keeps wasting mutas out singly on the field, they get killed without nothing in return. And another one, and there is a spore over here, so this is never going to work. There isn't a spore here in the world. Let's see how this is going to play out. The muta cloud for Arakhammer is now 8 worker count. For Eric is only 7, and Killer has got 15, has got the extra gas, is now 3 versus 8 workers. 1 more worker build for Arakhammer. And the Lings, they can't get in. The Lings can't get in, and Killerbot, this is such a tight match, and not because both players are playing so well, but now the mutas are over the natural, and I think that's the end, because that's going to be the end of the Spire as well. All the Lings got killed by the mutas, and the Lings are doing so much damage to the buildings. Killerbot can never expect to make this work. Arakhammer in a good position. It's got a little bit of a worker deficit. It's out of gas now, so the muta cloud can't be sustained, but there is nothing for Killer to help him stop that. What's this going to be? It's going to be another Spire, and that's just sloppy to build a Spire somewhere where it cannot be supported. Now the Lings will take care of the spores, and all the workers will die. So Arakhammer, surprisingly, takes a 1-0 lead over the Zerg versus Zerg mastermind Killerbot. And yeah, let's wait for this, because you never know if something strange is not going to happen. But Killerbot being a little bit careless and losing the game. So 1-0 for Eric. Let's see if Killerbot, because Killerbot has got more Zerg versus Zerg builds, so it can do something different. Let's see how it's going to play out. Both players going for workers, and Killer is going for, I think, the same build. It's going for a pool with a thingy, an Evo chamber, upgrade wise, +1 started. And where are the Lings? Oh, here are the Lings for Arakhammer. Killerbot will now get the better engagement, kills 1 Ling and loses 1 as well, so that's not good, not the worst. But if you are going for a +1 speed kind of build, you ought to really wait before, or not, just keep into contact with the enemy. Oh, and now Killerbot is dropping the ball. Killerbot has got more lings on the way, so it's doing okay. And again we see the well-protected main base, but the worker count, oh, and this could have been overrun. Some mining time lost for Erickhammer, and Killer is going for the quick natural again. Zergling count is growing though, and are more Zerglings on the way? No, they are not. And again we see the Spire for Erickhammer is prepping while Killer is taking the natural. And now 2 spores in the main again. You are going to need spores here as well, because this is the shortest path. And that is not the right position to build your Spire, I can tell you that. And it's beyond me. If you are such a good Zerg versus Zerg player as Killerbot, it's really, this is not good. It's not good, and now the mutas will find the workers even quicker than last game. This is not good at all. Not good. Eric taking the natural. Army count, you can see it happening over here. And it's just not working. It's just not working for poor Killerbot. All the defenses are here, all the technology and the extra income for that extra expansion you took are there. And that is going to be the game. Natural up and running, 3rd started, drone advantage. Mutacloud, I don't need to show you this, but it's 3 versus 7. And Killer is losing mutas. It's losing mutas just one at a time. And now the Spire will be here. There are some links for defense, but you can see it's not going to work. There is just too much stuff for Eric. Eric doing damage, killing workers, killing the defenses. Now all the anti-air is gone, all the ground forces are gone, and Erickhammer takes a 2-0 lead versus Killerbot. And that's really surprising to me. Now let's see what's going to happen in the next game. Again, the same build order by Killerbot, and I really wonder if that's not some kind of a glitch in its coding, because that's really unlikely to work unless the Sunkens be placed better this time. And now Zergling speed for Erickhammer as well, but Erickhammer has got these 3 Sunkens, and Killerbot with the speed and the +1 cannot bypass 3 Sunkens. Oh, and now we've got more. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Is it going to be... I don't know what this is going to be, but it's going to be one hell of a wacky build order. Yeah, winning ground battle, that's all nice and well, but also going to lose an Overlord. Not getting itself supply block, but that's a lot of Zerglings. And Killer, what will you do next? Go for a lair. This build order is just not good enough for Erickhammer. Erickhammer not taking any prisoners, just doing things 3 games in a row, which I think Killerbot hasn't got an answer to. The Spire is in a better position now, but losing an expansion like this is just very, very precious, and Erickhammer will just make more mutas. More mutas, that's the answer, that's it. And Killerbot will now make mutas, perhaps with the turrets and the micro it can do something. It's got a worker lead still, but here comes the first muta, and this one you need to group them. If you take a look at muta count, it's 2 versus 8, and they are going to they haven't got a clue how to do this. They've got to lure the mutas over the spores, that's good, and not lose too many hit points, and then you can try and do something. But even that damaged muta is just leading the charge versus a group of stacked mutas of Erickhammers. And that's just one muta lost, another muta lost, and that's painful to watch. I really thought Killerbot was better than this, but Erickhammer is working in the ropes, doing tons of damage. The Lings are in there, taking care of the Spire, of the Spore. Worker lead still there, but for how long? Yes, there it goes. Worker count for Killerbot is dropping precipitously, and although it's somewhat in this game still, it's not going to be in there for very, very long. Eric Hammer taking a natural uncontested. And although with 2 spores Eric Hammer is sacrificing a lot of hit points as well, so perhaps Killabot might still be able to do something. Restarting the Spire again, worker lead for Eric is not as big as that you can waste that many mutas, but I think that the Zerglings will be the problem because there is no army for. But Killabot is on the warpath now with 3 mutas. Where the hell they are going, anyone could know but me. But there are so many Zerglings coming in, killing another worker, and there is no defense at all. The mutas of Killer are out without God knows what to do. And now all the workers are being killed, the Spire is getting damaged, the spores are under attack. Yes, Eric Hammer does sacrifice its mutas, but the game is over, and that is very well played by Eric Hammer. Killabot dropping the ball, massive style. 1, 2, 3. And Eric Hammer will move on, and now we've got Andrew Smith versus Crazio Protoss left. Where is it? First game in. Crazio Protoss as the blue Protoss. I think it's a pity we are not seeing the Terran compete, because it was really the best bot out there. It still hasn't been reactivated, but of course it's its good right to field the Protoss. Now let's see what's going to happen. Killer Sky, because the coder is called Smith, Andrew Smith, and bot's called Skynet. Crazio is going for a scouting probe, and back at home looks like a forge and a pylon. And a cannon, and another one. So, very slow cannon rush, not in the main, not on the high ground. But there will be quite a bit of cannons out here, and although there are 2 gateways, I think that once the cannon mass is getting too big, that you will need a hell of a lot of zealots to try and deal with that. Meanwhile, work production for Crazio still continuing. Not as many as Skynet. Skynet making really a lot of zealots, but Crazio is making a lot of cannons. So it's hard to say how it will go, and if Sky will be committed to fight that. Crazio, meanwhile, taking another base, taking advantage of its map control. That is a lot of zealots, 15 zealots. Here they come, and let's see the count, but they can't really. Oh, they are hesitating in full. Oh dear, only shield damage to 1 cannon. And for some reason I can't really see this going well for Skynet. Although it's got a vastly superior army at this point, it can't really use it because the entire low ground is camped with cannons. Crazio's got the natural up and running. Behind this though isn't making very much else, so that's a lot of money available for cannons, and now it's even trying to claim the high ground. But I think it's going to be hard to place down a cannon over here, because the goons, they can sort of outrange the cannons, and high versus low ground, I think you've got really good chances of keeping the enemy on the low ground. You can see now that some cannons are being damaged. Sky is doing okay. That's a lot of gateways for one base. How many out of how many can you produce at all? That's... And now workers are being lost as well. So Crazio, 40 workers, 23 for Sky. Army count for Sky is falling, but the goons are doing better versus the cannons than did the zealots. And I think that Crazio is losing out a little bit, but is really getting its own show together. Hasn't got the army yet. Unfortunate, and I think it will take Sky a little bit of time to break out here, but it can now put down a natural of its own. Should not lose too many goons though, because that's... Should wait till you have some more and then try to break out. And now Crazio is re-establishing the cannon wall. And Sky is trying to do what it can, now killing unfinished cannons. That's good. Crazio though has got its show on the road and is making combat units of its own. Not too many, really a lot of cannons and tech. Well, what do you have? So Sky, I think with these goons will clear this cannon field if they will all graciously move down the ramp and try to get things done. Crazio reinforcing the cannons with one goon. not really going to work, I think, because Sky has got the range. And now the cannon wall has been broken, but Crazio has got the army lead. It's 8-6 and has been mining from the natural for ages. So production-wise, Crazio is way ahead now. And even if this... oh dear, that's a Dark Templar. And what has Sky got? Hasn't got a thing in the world which can spot that. And now there are 2 Dark Templar rolling up. Crazio, will he try to restart the cannon thing? Yes, at least one. And now if you've got... oh, that's 4 Dark Templar. That just grew. Crazio, oh, more bases taken by Sky. Natural and safe. Sky's got some brilliant coding, but this abusive play of Crazio's can be very hard to stop. Crazio with a lot of... looks like carrier. But I think that the Dark Templar will sort this out pretty quickly. And more ground forces are coming. Not too many. Crazio's got a lot of money. And Sky could just make... oh, hasn't got any money and no workers left. So that's unfortunate. Will take a while for Crazio to finish this base, but with all the Dark Templars, that's a lot of damage right there. And it will only be a matter of time before these bases get found. More bases for Crazio taken. And Crazio beating down its old Patriot. Oh no, well, Crazio's from Bulgaria and Sky's from Australia, I think. So next game up, smaller map. Perhaps Sky will try with a different build. And will spot the forge. But what will it do to counter that? Crazio now taking up position outside of the bridges, so Sky may have some room for maneuvering, and now could have killed a lot of cannons, but is not doing so. And Crazio, though, has got a bit of a wacky wall. Wacky wall, wacky wall. Sky guarding the wrong exit. Ooh, and sacrificing some probes. And this wall for Crazio is pretty tiny. And now there is a huge gateway army out on the map. Namely 36-2. And now it's Crazio's time to throw up a lot of cannons right at home. And Sky completely misreads the situation. And is keeping 50 army supply at home while the enemy hasn't got a thing in the world. That's very unfortunate. And oh god, here come the Dark Templar. So the cannon thing failed miserably because the bridge is of course unbuildable. But now here comes some Dark Templar. And of course they can't get into the base, but they can kill units. And although it might take them a while because there are so many units, in the end they will prevail. And oh god, that's such a lot of Templar. And you can see the army count of Skynet falling. Sky, what are you doing? Trying to build an observatory, or is it Robo Bay? No, Templar Archive. So this is not going to work. Crazio failing the cannon rush, but being 1-0 up is going for the second game. And Skynet is a little bit outdated, not as quick with the scouting or the reading of the game. And had a 50 versus 0 army supply advantage, but didn't capitalize on that. And then your game is going to look a lot like this, actually. Oh, Crazio has got a carry out already. So that's the game. And let's see in game 3 if Skynet has got anything up its sleeve which can make the abusive play from Crazio stop a little bit. We've got one gate. Oh, and here's the cannon thing again. So, ranged goons, perhaps that is better, but still a lot of forces are wasted, and a lot of probes are wasted as well. So, oh dear, one... You should wait a little bit. Only one gateway though. So, Crazio not really overcommitting to the cannon rush. Replacing this one worker count for Sky is totally rubbish. It insists on sending out scouting probes, and now Crazio taking the high ground. 2 pylons. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's the building. Where's the building probe? The building probe's dead. And more are coming. 4 of them. Good lord. And 3 cannons being built at once. Oh dear, there is one zealot, but it's not really daring to engage, and Crazio I think is going to win with the cannon rush this time. And now the cannons are coming online, so the worker line for Skynet is being under heavy attack. Worker count down to 1, and that probe is over here, so that won't do too much. Crazio analysing the situation correctly, so this is a sort of intelligent cannon rush, knowing when to build, where to build, and starting on the low ground I think is a good position because you don't really... oh, that's a Templar thing, but there are so many cannons that the Templar thing from Skynet didn't really work. And Crazio is taking the game 3-0. Report scores: Crazio Protoss is going on into the losers round of 2, but let's cast round 2 now. We've got Seda versus Microwave, Purple Wave, Banana Brain, the Cutest versus TC with Protoss, and Ironbot versus Steamhammer. 2 Zerg, 1 Terran and a lot of Protoss, so here's the dragon thing going on. Round 2, where shall we start? Well, with the first game of course, it's Seda. Oh god, that was stupid. It's Seda versus Microwave, and my bracket is still there, so yeah, terribly well done. Seda, Samsung Terran, starting out as the Red Terran, dominated the round robin stage with a win rate of 95%. That's really insane. And Microwave, well, really, I have to look it up though, but Microwave 3-2 over B Reaver, that was really hard fought last week. And let's see if it's got any cool builds to try and kill Seda. Fast expand, handful of Zerglings, and there is nothing there for Seda but some Marines. And I think with the Zerglings you could do that, and more Zerglings are coming. But now there is a Vulture out though, and Vultures are pretty good at killing Zerglings, especially with a little bit of room to maneuver. And now with 2 Vultures out, I think that this race is pretty much run already, but there is a sunken for Microwave, so you could hold out with Vultures with that. Have we got Link Speed? Yes, Link Speed, no Vulture Speed, but still these Vultures are pretty deadly in a straight up fight with the Zerglings. And you can see Seda taking a natural worker count, double that for Seda, and Seda sitting back, taking its time. What's going to follow from Microwave? Worker count is very, very low, so I think that may be a mistake to not to make any more workers. And another Zergling run by is cut short by more Vultures. Defensively, Seda is on top of the game. Bunker, turret, very well done, and I think that is going to be some kind of a Hydra lurker play, but by now there are so many mines, and Seda still has got double number of workers compared to Zerg. That is going to be pretty rough and hard to get out of here. And Seda reading that Spire thing as the lair thing as that a Spire is going to be built, and this may be a Spire, small peak, yes it is. So Hydra Muta is a very interesting build order, but I think versus a Terran with double the economy and I see a tank, it's going to be pretty rough going. +1 weapons is done already, no armor upgrades for the Zerg, +1 armor starting for Terran as well. Couple of mines, not overcommitting on the contain, and this Hydra force, is there lurker aspect? No, there isn't. Will there be mutas? Yes, at least one. This cannot go well at all. Microwave has got 12 army supply, Seda's got a lot more. Just trying to move it around the map a bit. And there is one muta, but there are so many Goliaths that's just not fair, and this muta is badly damaged already. So 3 tanks roll up to the defenses of Microwave, and Microwave, beautiful Seda, keeping tabs on every base. Very well done. Oh, the natural hatch is under attack. The mutas didn't find a safe place, so one got shut down as well. And there is a drop going on, but that gets cleaned up. Microwave defending that. Seda now going for a 3rd base, immediately posting a turret over there. And another one. So defensively very okay, and then just roll it over with your tanks and your supporting mock units. Microwave throwing up some sunkens as a last-ditch defense, but A 1 versus 3 base is not going to work. It's 50 versus 0 army supply. And SSCAIT blocking the ramp with the tank. But, yeah, what can you do? Ooh, tank gets saved. And this game is officially over. Next game up, SSCAIT Microwave Game 2. Let's see if SSCAIT has got the same determination it showed last game. And let's see if Microwave has got anything else planned. It's going for a lot of Zerglings. So perhaps a dedicated Zergling run-by. Let's slow this down a bit. Here they come. That's a lot of Zerglings. There are 3 Marines amongst the workers. And with the workers blocking, SSCAIT defends this beautifully. And then the Lurker is out right on time. And SSCAIT, what a hold. And Microwave is in for a world of hurt. It's got only 9 workers. The natural's not up. There is no sunken. Is there a sunken in the main? Yes, 1. But SSCAIT with the workers shielding the Marines is doing beautifully. And now there are, although the vultures are quite stupid, yeah, there we go. Oh, they're link killing a vulture. That's pretty well done. That's micro on the square centimeter. That's very good. Vulture doing a lot for the cause of Terran, and SSCAIT taking the natural. Worker count 30 to 8 to 7. Oh god, there are vultures still running in, killing workers. Only 7 left for Microwave, And although Microwave has got a bit of an army, that is pretty much the nightmare of any Zergling, especially with all the Goliaths. And have they got the +1 already? Almost done. Now they move out. And I can't really see this going very far for Microwave. Has got the natural up with the turret. I should keep an eye on the action, but the vultures are out on the map. And these Zerglings, they haven't got shit on those vultures. And the vultures, they shut that down time and again. SSCAIT, meanwhile, making more factories, making more units, worker counts, 55 to 10. Another bunch of vultures getting sacrificed. The worker count for Microwave is now 6. So you can count on SSCAIT just unsieging, rolling into the Zerg base and be done with it. For the time being though, sitting back on 3 bases. Oh, there they go. Contain first. Tanks are rolling in from the rear. And there they go. Beautiful attack lines, and once the Sunkens are down, everything streaming in. Worker count for Microwave back to 0. And that is going to be 2-0 for SSCAIT. SSCAIT not making any fuss. That worker defense was brilliant. So now let's see what Microwave will do this game. Quick pull. Overlord. I think that's going to be speed. Yes, it will be. Going for, I think that's going to be the Lurker run-by thing again. SSCAIT, what will you do? There are 2 workers. And Microwave should bring, I don't know. The Marines are coming in, the workers are going to shield them, and the first vulture is out already. So, although a lot of mining time is lost, I can't see this Zergling thing do very much. And the vulture is out without a hit point scratched. And will escort back home all the rest of the Zerglings. So SSCAIT again in a good position. 10 workers for Microwave. Microwave going for a lot of hatches, but there is no defense, so a couple of workers get killed. Now 26 versus 7 workers. And the Sunken is doing well. Only 1 vulture left, and it's out microing some Zerglings, but eventually it will make some mistakes and get itself killed. I think it can't really run by here. Although a lot of Zerglings get killed, that's... Ooh, Microwave, what are you? And then retreating again. That Vulture Micro is outstanding. Look at it, it has got so many Zergling kills. And meanwhile the worker count for Microwave is still 8. And now, will it be cornered? Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, one more. That was an atrocious amount of damage done by one Vulture. Now a lot of Zerglings are free to contest the defenses of Satyrs, but I can't see this working really. There is one mine, and another Vulture is doing some damage before these Zerglings even reach the enemy base. And still the worker count for Microwave is atrocious. It's 8 versus 48. And the first tank is there, and there are mines and Goliaths, and I think +1's done by now. Yes, there it is. And Microwave is out of its depth. It's building some workers now, which I think is good. Here are the Vultures for the soft contain, but this soft contain will be very, very much hardened once the tanks start rolling up. And Satyr has got everything well under control. There are mines nearly everywhere. And Microwave, what will you do to follow up? Oh, another run by. Mines being dropped in the main, worker count sacked again. And while Microwave was doing well, I think that drop really was the nail in the coffin. Making a lot of workers though, so I think is good. Making a lair. You can't see what's happening over here. We've got a suddenly supply mech army with science vessels, siege mode, upgrades all over the place. +2 weapons is done, +2 not yet done, it's done now. And +2 armor started as well. So Satyr will start rolling out. Bring the tanks, that might help. There are some sunkens. Another base. Where are the tanks? Oh, here come the tanks. 3-4 bases for Satyr, and Microwave. Yeah, the Spire is prepping, but it's just not enough. Satyr is a methodical beast with excellent defense, and that was really which gave it the victory. I think this is the third game. Wow, this is a quick 3-0 for Satyr, and Satyr moving on to the round number 3. Wow, that's going to be interesting. Now Purple Wave versus Banana Brain, and let's see who's going to win that. Because Banana Brain and Purple Wave had got this rivalry going on. There are two of the best Protoss we've got out there. Of course there is Crazio Protoss, which is quite abusive, but for general play, I think that Banana Brain and Purple Wave are excellent competitors. And what else have we got? We've got Ximp, of course, making it out of there. And well, Skynet had full, unfortunately. We've got the Cubes and TC with Protoss too, and the Cubes are a notch above Purple Wave and Banana Brain, but we'll see, because chances are they will be encountering each other later on. For now, let's focus on this beautiful game of Banana Brain versus Purple Wave. First thing is going to be, and I'm going to keep the unit count open, is going to be a Zealot tug of war with Banana Brain making a little bit more. And is going for leg speed, and Purple Wave is going for goons. So this is almost like StarCraft 2, where you had that Zerg versus Zerg with the roach battles. And now let's see if the superior Zealot members with speed, which will finish momentarily, will be able to outstrip the goon play of Purple Wave. Purple Wave will have range soon too, and no ranged goons for Banana Brain yet, but you can see Banana Brain is doing a lot of damage and backing it up with more Zealots. And these goons, they get cornered and killed, they can't really retreat as fast, and Banana Brain appears to be on the warpath. There are 4-5 goons now, and I think, if they don't get pinned down, they can make something happen. But now there are Zealots in the main base of Purple Wave. Workers are taking off mining to help them defend. Goons are falling. Purple Wave is holding. Goon numbers are increasing, and although some workers are getting killed, it's now 24 versus 18 workers. I think Purple Wave has held, and Banana Brain took an expansion behind this, and now should bring up a goon force of its own, because the Purple Wave, sort of reading the situation correctly, is heading over immediately. It has got the bigger army, and although Banana Brain has now got the defender's advantage, it really ought to be very careful not to overextend, because it's got the army size is considerably less than that of Purple Wave. Purple Wave is trying to rebuild the workers, to recoup some of the losses it sustained, and Banana Brain is attacking again and trying to catch up in that army count, which is so important, and that natural will help it a lot. Purple Wave building a natural of its own. That, I think, is a must-have. Oh, and a concave on the goons of Banana Brain. That might be the undoing. That is a very unfavorable position. Upgrade-wise, both players have got range, nothing else, and Banana Brain's army is being shot to pieces. Is there anything else here? Is there a Dark Templar switch? There is a thingy, a Citadel, but the Templar Archives hasn't been started yet, and now it's 22 versus 2 army supply. Oh, and it's a Robo Bay, so the natural, which has been constructed banking on that early lead, is being demolished. The goon count is being reinforced from the rear, and by now the worker count is still in favor of Banana Brain, but all the workers are here in the main and they can't really do too much to help. Purple Wave taking its time, taking out the assimilator first and just stacking up the units. Banana Brain doing what it can, but it's just not working. And had this been... No, that Reaver tech is surely going to be too late. There are so many goons out there already. And now Purple Wave's got the worker lead as well, building some more infrastructure, building more technology, and is now going to town on the worker line of Banana Brain. Banana Brain did very well the early game. Those speed lots really effective. Will we have a Reaver? We will have a Reaver, so perhaps with the Reaver Banana Brain can bring something back, but that is a lot of goons. That is really, if you ask what is a lot of goons, well, it's not so many goons, but if there was nothing to contest them, 1 Reaver shot, 2, 3, keep firing, yes, there we go, lots of workers lost, but the Reaver is still there. Another one. Good shots, so the Reaver is really putting its weight, but now all the goons are coming after it, and... Oh, the Reaver is still living. Now with the Zealot full support, the Reaver, what can it do? Will we have another one? Another Reaver is not under construction. Oh, and the Reaver fell. And now it's a hard fight for Banana Brain. This rearguard action is not really going to make it happy. It's only 19 workers versus the 60 of Purple Wave. The Cyber Core is dead. And I think this can only end one way. An observer is coming to help and check things out. And Purple Wave, with the back to the wall, had to have the workers help and defend with the early Zealot pressure, but is now rolling into the main base, and that is the good game. Purple Wave 1 game up versus Banana Brain, and now a big map. Moonglaive 2.1, Purple Wave as the red Protoss and Banana Brain as the blue Protoss down here at the 5 o'clock position. So first game saw a lot of good Zealot pressure by Banana Brain, and Purple Wave trying to stave it off with some Goon Micro, and it looks like Purple Wave is going for that same Goon thing again. 1 gate, and there you go, and Banana Brain is going for ranged goons as well. Scouting probe being killed, army composition exactly identical. And there you go. So we've got a mirror build going up. We've got 2 gateways. Ooh, I did see that. Hello, that is not identical at all. That is a Templar Archive. That's pretty ballsy. So we've got a Templar play by Purple Wave. And Banana Brain, what have you got? Not a Forge, not even a Robo Bay yet. So we must fear, and I like that. Purple Wave is bringing up the regular army as well. It's a bit smaller, but Banana Brain can't do anything about those 2 Dark Templar. And what's it doing now? What is it doing now? Is that going to be a Forge or a Robo Bay? I would say a Robo. Oh, it's a Forge. And now it needs cannons right here, 1, 2, stat, before it loses any further army, versus the 3 Dark Templar already. But instead it goes for a Nexus. And 1 cannon, 2 cannons over here, but this Nexus is going to be, yes, blasted. There you go. So Purple Wave riding the first game success into a Dark Templar build. Pretty audacious, but it is paying off, and the natural for Banana Brain gets killed. So even if these Dark Templar won't be able to finish the game, although the army disadvantage for Banana Brain is now so great, it's 2 versus 18. No, I think no, the Forge should be targeted. And I think perhaps with the rallies that Banana Brain might stabilize. But these Dark Templars, they can't be got rid of so quickly. And behind this, Purple Wave's got a 20 worker lead almost, making a lot of forces. And where is the technology? No, that's pretty safe as well. But now it's oh dear, it's Dark Templar and Goons versus just Zealots, and that cannot work. There are 2 cannons, and of course the Observer can keep track of the Dark Templar. That's very good. Very well rescued. Oh, down at the bottom by Banana Brain. But now you've got to stop the regular army, and that's going to be iffy. If you've only got 3 army supply of your own. 1 cannon, 2 goons, more goons coming up. 3rd base might be started any minute by Purple Wave. The probe is hesitating a little bit, but there it goes. And now Purple Wave is loose in the building with a lot of goons, trying to make the 2-0 happen before Banana Brain can get its show together. And judging from this number of goons, I think it will succeed. And you can see here Purple Wave building production buildings outside of its natural main. That is so very important. Were you to lose the main, you can still reinforce your army or try and rescue the main from somewhere else. Oh, there is a Reaver, and again it's doing beautifully now. Oh, that shot had to hurt. But there is just way too much, and it's only 1 Reaver, so workers are falling. Oh, there are no Scarabs. I don't think there are enough Scarabs. There is just too much army from Purple Wave in the main base. And although the Reaver is doing okay, in the end it will not be enough. Purple Wave closing the deal 2-0. And let's hop into game number 3. I'm excited to see if Purple Wave can make another victory out of a standard situation. From here on it's a mirror matchup, but now what will these players do? Gateway for Purple Wave. And Banana Brain is going, oh, that is so very abusive. A proxy 2-gate right in your face. And Banana, oh, Purple Wave is going to save it with goons, but the goons will be way too slow. Banana Brain in the main base with the Zealots, and Purple Wave, I like that. If you are beaten 2 games straight up, just go full balls to the wall and slap down that proxy 2-gate right in the enemy's face. And behind that, well, whatever you do, but just win it by this and kill the main Nexus. Forget about the goon, kill the Nexus first and then kill the rest of it. Banana Brain with a beautiful, beautiful rescue brings it back 2-1. And let's head back into game number 4. It's 2-1 for Purple Wave. It's a best of 5 for a ticket in the round of 3 of the Student StarCraft AI Tournament 2018 finals. Purple Wave going for a 2-gate, not going to be surprised again. Banana Brain going for a 2-gate as well. After the 2-gate, another pylon, and for Purple Wave, another pylon as well. So both players really not going to be caught without any units. And Banana Brain is going for 3 Zealots, and the same can be said for Purple Wave. So it's going to be a mirror from here on. But the gas for Purple Wave is late. It's very late. Banana Brain's got it out already and is making a cyber core. So that will result in more workers for Purple Wave. But then again, if you are that much quicker with your goons, you can win versus the Zealot army of the enemy. And now Banana Brain has got an army lead as well. Purple Wave's got some more workers, and Banana Brain really ought to get something more done with that. Purple Wave's got the core ready and spinning already, so perhaps that is going to be something that may be taken into consideration. Purple Wave for the time being has got the army lead. Worker lead is growing for Purple Wave though, so Banana Brain will have to get something done with these Zealots. Is going, yes, it will make the leg speed and will not make some goons. So if you have got the army lead and you have got some distance to cover, you have got to go now, and let's see if this Zealot micro can be good enough. The goons are taking their toll. They are not getting touched too much. And there are 4 goons out already. You can see the army disparity getting smaller, but now some goons are getting pinned to the wall, and Banana Brain is rolling, steamrolling into the main base, and all the units of Purple Waves are running. They are not fighting, and they are throwing away their lives basically for nothing. And Purple Wave under a lot of pressure. It's 8 versus 6, 30 army supply, 24, 28. Banana Brain not going to take a natural, looks like. And Purple Wave with the range. Range not finished for Banana Brain yet, but Banana Brain with the aggression, and now in the worker line, killing probes. More zealots running up, going to pin down another goon, looks like. Goons really need a little bit of room to maneuver. And now there are goons for Banana Brain as well, and this goon doing what it can, but I really think that Banana Brain is taking back the mojo of this game. And the worker count for Purple Wave is in the toilet. It's only 7. Banana Brain starting the natural, and perhaps that Purple Wave might hold this. Are there? No, there are. Oh, it's building workers. It's building workers. It needs army because there is nothing there. There is really nothing there. 1 wounded goon, and Banana Brain is streaming in units left, right, and center, or just down from the bottom, from the ramp. And now is killing the infrastructure while the army is building up right in the base of Purple Wave. Purple Wave now has got some more workers, is making some more fighting units, but it's going to be pretty late. And Banana Brain, what are you building behind this? Nothing. Just workers going for the aggression. And, oh well, some kind of tech is coming up, but now it's 40 versus 10 workers, and of course the army advantage is there. All the workers getting killed for Purple Wave. Banana Brain bringing it back 2-2. Let's head straight into the clincher. It's going to be Purple Wave versus Banana Brain. Purple Wave as the yellow Protoss in the top right, and at the bottom position we have got Banana Brain. Banana Brain losing the first 2 games, but then bringing it right back with a proxy 2-gate right in the natural of Purple Wave, and then with a beautiful, beautiful zealot play. So let's see how this game is going to unfold. No buildings here, and that makes me fear. That really makes me fear. Banana Brain is, what's it going to do? It's surely not going for a Nexus. No, that cannot be. Yes, it is. That is. So lose 2 straight up games, then go with a very, very all-in 2-gate proxy to bring it back 1-2, then with zealot pressure to back it up, and then go for a Nexus first. That is ballsy without belief. There is 1 zealot out. It's staying here right at the ramp. The scouting probe sees everything, and Banana Brain, now the scouting probe sees it. Will the zealot react? No, it will not. There are 2 zealots now, so it's 4 versus 0 army supply, but by now the 2 gateways for Banana Brain are out already. And oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Purple Wave needs to get something done, needs to get the tech up, the units out, or take a natural of its own. It is building, what's this? A Citadel? Is it going for Templar again? Perhaps. The probe spots it, so might deduce that it's going to be another Templar play. Probe gets out, but without seeing the Templar archives. What will Banana Brain do? Will Banana Brain know enough from what it has gleaned? There is a forge, so perhaps, yes, with a cannon over there. And I think that Purple Wave is ready to take a base of its own. I think that's good. So the early game posturing is going to go in one direction. Purple Wave, though, under pressure because the zealots are there again, and the goon lives, but it gets pinned to the wall and killed, and Banana Brain is in the natural with a lot of units again, and now Purple Wave is under a lot of pressure, I can tell you. The natural nexus is being engaged, probes are being killed, there is only 2 army supply, and this Templar thing is taking too long. The Templar are out and will... Oh, now the Templar are there, so the Zealots will have to run. They see it, they can't target it, but they will see it. They will see the blur like a human player, so they can detect whether or not... Oh dear. No, the Dark Templar is faster. But there are two cannons, and I think that, yes, there you go. 1 shot, 1 kill. Please do not feed the other one again. Now it knows that there are cannons. Oh, and the other one gets killed again, so Purple Wave, what will you do? You're down in workers. The Nexus is standing. That's good. You didn't lose that. And now it's going to devolve into straight-up play. Banana Brain, though, has got a third base started and has got a significant army lead. And Purple Wave... Oh, these two... No, you can't do that. Not wait. Oh, that is way too ballsy. And there is a Dark Templar out as well. So Banana Brain pushing the issue where it should not push. Has it got an observer? No, it has not. So Banana Brain really dropping the ball here. Had about 10 supply army advantage, but is now throwing that away. That observer... No, that observer belongs to Banana Brain. So Banana Brain can deal with the DTs, but I don't think it has enough fighting power to get that done, get that sorted, that fight in the middle of the field, and units are falling. The third, though, is up, so the income for Banana Brain is okay. Third base started for Purple Wave, but Purple Wave has got an army advantage, and Banana Brains... I am not convinced by the decision making of sending units out 2 and 3 into the main of the map while the enemy is out there with this glorious goon micro of Purple Waves. And of course there are cannons, but versus goons they are not that strong, and you need rallies and cannons to fight in tandem, and you need not to move out with your rallies because then this will snowball out of control. Observer nicely placed though. Purple Wave producing. What kind of tag is that going to be? A Forge. Very good. The Reaver for Banana Brain. Oh, who has got the... Where is the Observer? Where's the bloody Observer? The bloody Observer is over here, and the Dark Templars are somewhere else. Oh god, oh god. No! That Reaver was so important. But the Observer coverage was just bad. And now Purple Wave is bringing on the pressure with the main army, with the Dark Templars. And Banana Brain's Observer micro could just have cost him the game. Third base is up for Purple Wave as well. Worker counts are absolutely equal, but Banana Brain can't get an army together and is wasting army purposefully like this to try and kill off double the fighting force of the enemy who has got Dark Templar, and it's just not going to work. Not going to work, and the game is 2-all, and now there is a Dark Templar, but where the bloody hell is that bloody Observer? I can't see it anywhere. So, the Observer is here. So now that's good. Observer is piggybacking on the Reaver thing. The Reaver is doing damage. That is good. You can see Banana Brain now getting ahead. Reaver plus Observer is good, but then you shouldn't push out too strong. And this is a ballsy position to take fourth, I can tell you that. Banana Brain's fourth is under attack. Be that as it may, this base will probably be lost. And where is that bloody... I shouldn't swear too much. And that is no way to lose your second Reaver. That is just no way. There are two Observers over here, and Banana Brain had the army lead, but is now throwing it away again. Purple Wave taking more bases, building more production. Production tabs. Oh, storming the Observer. That's neatly done. Purple Wave going in for the Arbiters and a lot of... Oh, and carriers for Banana Brain. Banana Brain bringing on another Reaver, but the cunty Observers are just letting it die again, and sorry for swearing and making it a little bit misogynistic, but there is no other word for it. That is a bad, naughty Observer. And although Banana Brain is pressuring now this base of Purple Wave, Purple Waves has got a lot of rallies, but Zealots are sweeping in from the left. And will there be anything from the bottom to support that? No, there won't. There is a Reaver, but it's too far out. Should bring some shuttles. Oh, and Purple Wave storming one of its own Observers. That's very unfortunate. The carrier is out on the field without any supporting units like a Reaver, but there is coming, some stuff is coming from the left. But that's Reaver and that carrier. Those are expensive units, and they had been... You must support them a little bit better, and now there is an Arbiter for Purple Wave. Purple Wave has got Observers of its own, has got an Arbiter, and is now taking... Oh, storming its own Arbiter, that's unfortunate, but is taking a lead in army supply. Banana Brain, though, getting ahead with the macro, and Purple Wave is reduced to taking this base over here. Banana Brain transferring a lot of workers from A to B and back and forth again. I don't know what that's about. Nice cannon in the middle of the map, and the melee is over here. Purple Wave seems to have things better under control with two Arbiters, a lot of gateway units, upgrade-wise. Both players are making everything. There is mind control from Banana Brain, and let's hope we are going to see that. this is the PvP of the tournament so far, and now the question is, what are these players going to do? A patrol is out to kill this base. Oh, and the stasis on the carrier, that is so beautiful. Would have been better to have just killed it. This base, will it fall? Yes, the Zealots do commit, but Purple Wave is getting ahead in army supply. And I think it is because there is so many cloaked stuff about that it's very hard for Banana Brain to try and stop and do anything about it. A Zealot and a Goon harass this base. Beautiful decision by Purple Wave, and I think that Purple Wave is about to bring it home. Oh, one more carrier killed, and that may be just another nail in the coffin. The Reaver gets stasis. And that's a lot of storm. Oh, that's a lot of storm. Will we have feedback? Can we please have feedback on the carriers? Or a mind control? Oh, and a stasis. So all the great units of Banana Brains get stasis. And now Banana Brain has got an army here, but is losing bases. And the third must be getting low. This base is under control of Purple Wave. Purple Wave might go after this base with all of its army. And where are the Dark Archons? The Dark Archons are here. Is there mind control? I really need to keep an eye on that. If I just miss the destruction of another expansion, that's okay, but I need to catch the mind control, and that is a heavy investment in Templar Tech. Here comes the storm, but there is just no fighting unit left for Banana Brain, and although there is a carrier, is there going to be... What was that? I couldn't see that. And now there is an Arbiter with a carrier. Both players have got all the tech in the world, but Purple Wave has got the better game plan. Is killing yet another expansion, taking one which Banana Brain occupied a little while earlier. Stasis on the carrier Arbiter combo. So many Arbiters for Purple Wave. Purple Wave maxed. Purple Wave covering the map with bases, with production everywhere. Everywhere you look, there is Purple Wave, and the Arbiters, they have a small gathering to take down this pylon, while the main army is converging upon the last mining base of Banana Brain. Everything gets stasis, and at this point it's just a BM stasis, but I don't think that Banana Brain can hold this. What will these units do? What will the... they have got mind control, they have got enough energy. What will they do? Oh, they will take an Arbiter. That's very well done. And another one. But all in all, it's just 50 versus 80 army supply. And there is no fighting unit left for Banana Brain. It's just very, very sparse. We've got 2 Dark Archons without energy, which may get killed anytime. And Purple Wave taking its sweet time, but God, the completely botched stasis. Purple Wave taking the game in style, but what a best of 5 this has been. Both players with adaptive build orders and absolutely so good, and it's only by an inch of a nose hair's breadth that Purple Wave is now taking the game from Banana Brain. Stasis is going off left, right and center, but income wise it is all one direction, and the 20 army supply that Banana Brain's got left, where are they? They must all be stasis right here, and that's about it. And as soon as that stasis wears off, it's only to be hoped for these units that another stasis will catch them before the game ends, because this game is over. Purple Wave taking out Banana Brain 3-2. Absolutely brilliant. And let me enter that. Purple Wave 1, 2, 3. And oh, -1, that's very ungracious. Moving up to face Seda, and that will be a tough match to win. Let's go into the penultimate best of 5 for today. Locutus versus TSCMU Protoss number 2. So, after that very hard fought best of 5 PvP, we have got another one. And we've got Locutus, the monster Protoss, and we've got TSCMU Protoss, which is a monster Protoss by its own right. Hasn't had the most updates recently because, well, TSCMU had been working on the Facebook bot Cherry Pie, and Cherry Pie got pulled back before the tournament started, which was a major letdown, but oh, gas steal. Locutus bringing on the fight, and of course scouting it out while blocking the ramp of its own, and I like that. It's neat little tricks like these, just preventing the enemy from knowing what is going on and then sending your probe back to work. That is absolutely gorgeous. TSMU has got a cyber core, but the only zealot there is chasing the scouting probe. And now TSMU Protoss build order is completely wrecked. It's got 800 minerals in the bank. We've got one zealot chasing the scouting probe, and TSMU's build was completely off the rails. And that is a bit of a disappointment. I thought it was really better than that. Now almost 2k, and there are so many probes that they are forced to long distance mine because the oversaturation script is kicking in. And Locutus, if he is watching this, he must be laughing his ass off that he can do a BM trick like this, and it's working so well versus one of the best probes out there. Here comes the cavalry, and the cavalry is only facing probes. So yeah, there you go, 2 more gateways, but there is just nothing building for TSMU other than gate. Oh, we've got another round of zealots, but too little, too late, and there is 40 army supply worth of gateway units in your main. And let's hop into the next game and see if TSMU is going to be a little bit more careful, because that is no way to lose game. And even if that happens, if you get your gas stolen, you've got to recover. But here comes the scouting probe for Locutus. It's going the wrong direction, and this is so beautiful. It just can't get in, and they are on fighting position, so they will try and nab that probe. But perhaps now the gas is there for TSMU, and as they say, the game is afoot, because although Locutus is getting some scouting information, it's losing the mining time of 3 probes. Yeah, no gas steal there. And now what will we have? Will we have a goon? Yes, we will. TSMU. Oh, and the zealot takes out the scouting probe already. So now Locutus really did deny scouting and got some useful scouting information off of its own, but is now, as a result of the worker time lost, a little bit later with the army production. And you can see that TSMU is just a little bit further ahead with the army production, and of course the range is done for TSMU, but TSMU's only got the defender's advantage coming to the rescue of Locutus, and we all know how good the goon micro of Locutus is, so TSMU had better bring its A game or some hidden trick up its sleeve, because once this goon ball of Locutus gets rolling, Locutus now on the high ground. That's very well done, nearly taking out a goon, and you can see that this is going to snowball out of control. TSMU killing a thingy, a zealot, no further upgrades, and TSMU with an observer. That's good, but what's going to happen is that these goons will start to out-micro the goons of TSMU, and then you can have as many observers as you want, but it's not really going to matter. So Locutus in pursuit, and that will always mean that some goons of TSMU will get damaged. You see, lost, and Locutus is now beating the retreat in face of this superior goon force, but once these goons over here catch up, it's going to be a whole different story. And TSMU losing a probe. Yes, nice shot, and of course this is only shield damage, so might regenerate. Still, I think that these goons should build another concave before they start moving out. And Locutus is not rushing things, it's just trying to get in there and take little advantages as they come. Now killing long distance mining probes, about to lose a goon. Yes, there it goes. But all in all, this is a concave, and workers and goons are being lost on the side of TSMU. You can see Locutus with 30 versus 15 army supply, and TSMU is struggling to get out of its base. Will Locutus sense that and take a natural? I think it will, because here comes another pylon. Oh, and TSMU fighting at the bottom of the ramp. Sorry to have missed that, but I think it would have been very hard to stop that anyway. We've got a Robo Bay, we've got one more gateway, but there is no army left for TSMU. Locutus is going to take a 2-0 lead, looks like. And with an expansion, I think that is going to be the way to play. So next game up, TSMU 2 games down, and we saw earlier in Purple Wave versus Banana Brain that Banana Brain did a very, very, very BM proxy 2 gate in the middle of the natural of Purple Wave, but let's see what TSMU is going to do. No gas steal, that's good. Ranged goons, And what have we got here? Looks like it's going to be ranged goons as well. And still denying the scouting information, and that is so very well done. I like that. More bots should have that, because now Locutus knows what's going to happen. It's goons, it's going to be ranged goons because the core is spinning, and either TSMU is now going for some kind of Templar thing, or it's going to have to face a really hard fight. Doesn't know what Locutus is doing. And what's this? Oh, it's just a lot of gateways, and that's a Robobay. And this might be an observatory. Yes, looks like an observatory. It's so fast. Yep, there we go. So same build order, and that's going to be hard for TSMU to deal with. Both players have got range, and Locutus has got double the army supply, so you can see where this is going. And again, TSMU is fighting the retreating battle. Locutus is on the warpath. It's 16 versus 9 army supply, and this goon will have to micro very well. Oh, and is now dead. TSMU, no secret special tactics, just gateways. And once you've got 24 versus 11 army supply, even if you've got the high ground, you're not in a bad StarCraft film, so this is going to be pretty painful. And Locutus making this look easy. And to anyone out there, if you visit our website and you install TSMU Protoss, it is not easy to play against TSMU Protoss, and making it look easy like this goes to the credit of Locutus. Locutus is an absolute monster, and I'll be so I'm longing to see what's going to happen next week if it is going to play in the next game. So 3-0 TSMU, and it will have to face either Ironbot or Steamhammer, and that is matchup will be loaded momentarily. So GG TSMU, goodbye. Pity not to see you participate with the Cherry Pie team, and hopefully you can find some time to update your own bots this year, because they are still, even without significant updates for the last year, they are still very bloody good. Steamhammer. One special mention, and I'm going to say this once more at the end of this best of 5 as well, but Steamhammer has been so instrumental to the Root AI scene. There have been so many bots based on it, I can't even begin to mention them all. Well, I could, but I'm not going to. So huge props for that, and of course Steamhammer itself is a major force to be reckoned with, reaching the round of 16 and then taking out Crazio Protoss. So that's very well done. And let's see how it's going to fare versus Ironbot. Ironbot is a monster. It's a veritable monster, and took the number 3 position. So these positions correspond with what position they reach. Number 1 Seda, number 2 Locutus, number 3 Ironbot, and Steamhammer was only number 11. So oh god, have I got the right one? I'm doing this wrong. Sorry. And the recording is back. And we'll have to restart this again. Sorry. Okay, so I always botch things like that, but we are back and nothing major has happened, so I think the game is afoot. Nice war by Ironbot, 2 Marines behind it, and behind that, are we going to have Vultures? Yes, of course we are going to have Vultures, the best unit of Iron in its army. Is there a Sunken? Well, almost, and it's a good thing that the Vulture isn't there yet. Where's the Vulture? Oh, it's killing the Scouting Drone, that's good. Because Steamhammer without this Sunken would have been right open to this Vulture's harass, and that would have been very unfortunate. And still, I think that, of course, Iron has got a number of great tricks up its sleeve, one of which is repair of the units in the combat zone, like this. And Steamhammer is going for Mutas. No scouting information has been gleaned yet, no comsat, no unit has been in that base. So I think that the Mutas... Oh, and here comes the run by, but right as the Mutas pop, and now the Mutas are all over the Vultures, and one is heading straight for the main, going after the 1 Marine, and into the workers. So Steamhammer off with a good start. Production of turrets is started. One turret up and one muter is staying for the fight. Now with 4 muters they are going after the turret. The repair is there. 5 muters. Damage. 1 muter dead. And although some workers are being killed, I think that Iron is going to hold this, and you cannot sustain a fight like this with pure muters versus a turret which is so well repaired. But now the muter cloud is there. And Iron is... Oh, they're coming in for another round. 2 turrets now, and I think these muters should leave it alone. Which they are doing. They were doing so, but they went back for some more. And you should... That's just... Don't! Bloody muters. And they are just so eager to... They are very masochistic muters. Tell you that. True story. So, now... these muters, why are they so bent on destroying themselves? It is no fun. And I am blanketing the base with turrets, because if these muters will try to contest the turrets, it is such an economic victory for Iron that it's not even funny. Now 5 muters. Will there be more muters? No. Zerg will make a follow-up and a 3rd base, and I like that. The muters will enable Microwave to do something about the vultures and making the map a little bit more safe for Zerg perusal of it. And of course it will help with preventing Ironbot from building up any critical vulture force. Worker count for Steamhammer is still growing, but now it's not producing any army. And it's a good thing that Iron will need to rebuild its infrastructure a little bit. Some workers did die, a lot of them have been repaired, lots of money has been spent on turrets, and so Iron has been has lost some time as well. So 3rd base, not really there, but the army production for Steamhammer is very slow, and you can't just do that. Lots of work is lost. Although the muters are making are getting some kills in, these workers are pretty dead, and that is just a mistake, because behind this Ironbot is going to resume unit production. There is 1 muter, oh, and there is a Valk as well. So I think that these muters will have had their best time, and still there is very little in the shape of army production from Steamhammer. Yes, a hive, yes, a defiler mound, but your army supply is 8, and that's completely rubbish. Lots of hatches, lots of money, no army. Oh, and this is an excellent position for a defiler mount, I can tell you that. This is so, and now a single muter. So a defiler and 1 hydra, and there aren't even lings out on the map to consume, and Iron is right at your throat with mines, turrets, Valks and Goliaths, and that is, it's just waiting for tanks. But first we'll have the raids, and Iron has taken a 3rd base. So Steamhammer opening right on, and then completely into nothingness. Is that going to be a spore? I hope it's going to be a spore. And this defiler, man, this is so rubbish. Oh, and the vultures are over there, and there is a lot of money. And it's a lot of Scourge. And what kind of units are they? Oh, Zerglings. Well, they're going not to save their own base, but they're going... Oh, that is so disappointing. Microwave was doing so well. Where is the Consume? Consume is done. Where is the bloody defiler? Is there a defiler? Yes, there is one. Where's the swarm? Where is the defiler? Where is the swarm? Defiler! Oh, it's underneath the overlord. It has got, can't see, has got full energy. Could cast a swarm, but all the lings are dead now, and I think this is... I think Steamhammer could have done better. I am taking yet another base, making units. And it's nice to have Defiler, but if it's your only fighting unit alongside with a pair of Scourge, it's not going to go well. And Iron is going to take your main, like this. That was... Steamhammer started out really promising, now left the game. Next game up, Iron versus Steamhammer. Steamhammer, let's see what you can do this game. So, yes, that transition was completely botched, but the early game play was right. Muta Harass could have been a little bit better, and if anyone has been looking at the upgrades of any of the Zerg bots, last weeks they have gotten so good at Muta Micro, and the decision making will have to follow, but there are more bots going to play that stacked Muta Micro, and that will be hard for Terran to deal with. Well, straight up, not going to be easy, but the Zerg will have to back it up with good decision making. Now, Zerglings rolling up. First, Vulture is prepping, and again we see the same build order, but this turret is not well placed. And let's see if that run-by, which Iron likes to do, will do more damage this game. Oh, the barracks still landed. Now we've got 2 vultures out versus only 2 Zerglings, or 3. And again, Steamhammer, what's it making? Oh, Hydras. So Hydras would be okay. And now 3 vultures are going in. There is only 1 Zergling and it doesn't do too much, but now there are Hydras. And the Hydras, they don't know which way to go, and the Vultures do know. They want to go after the drones, and the drones are falling. The one Vulture is getting a little bit too much love, but there are still... This Vulture over here is doing a lot of damage. The worker count for Steamhammer, which had been pretty high for Steamhammer's standards, has been reduced significantly. But now it's still okay. 24. And there are Hydras out. And will be a lair soon too, so perhaps we'll see some kind of lurker play. And for a 1-base Terran, that's always very hard to stop. Now, Iron is going for some kind of a bio thing that's wacky. But as there are only Hydras, I think that might just work. Should plant down 1 more Sunken just to be safe, but you never know. More Hydras coming up. Mines. More Hydras in large numbers. They can play versus mines very well. They just sweep them. And the Vultures have been instructed not to go toe-to-toe with the Hydras. The Hydras, they are being led off on a wild goose chase while there is a tank firing at them. But they might just catch the tank, and that might be worth it. But all in all, this beeline of Hydras, and a lot of them are getting killed. Oh god, oh no! Microwave, you were doing so well, but your Microwave. Bollocks, Steamhammer, sorry. Steamhammer was doing so well, but then the combat micro is just not up to scratch. 1 more Sunken in the wrong position again, still allowing run-bys to go this way. And I really think that Terran and Protoss have got the upper hand with SimCities lately. No natural for Iron yet. Iron has got the contain. Will we have Lurker Aspect? No, we won't. What the hell is Microwave doing? Steamhammer. God, I'm so bad today. But this cast has been pretty long. So going for a Spire, and this is not really the right time to go for a Spire because the tanks are out there already. There is a sizable Marine force as well, and if I'm not very much mistaken, with the Academy and the 3 factories, yes, there we go, there will be Goliaths soon as well. Meanwhile, units being lost, building damage incurred, and this is not a safe place to build another creep. Boom. And that tank, I think so as well. And of course you can't get a drone out like, oh, stop doing that. Got a Vulture with friendly fire. Will be some Mutas, let's see what they can do. But meanwhile, natural started for Iron. And yeah, right there. We've got 2, 3 Goliaths, handful of Marines, 2 Mutas. And looks like this game is going to be over quickly. And this Muta is so suicidal. I thought Steamhammer was... Although it's very hard to fight with the pressure thing going on in your natural, but... Steamhammer... And I'm so pro Zerg, so I feel the pain. It's very hard to execute a build order or to defend. You need heuristics like Marines in the SCV lines to deal with that. And Iron is a very harassing bot, so I'm not faulting Steamhammer, but okay, 3rd game. I'm so hoping for Steamhammer to come back. The only bot which could come back from a 2-0 lead was Banana Brain. Banana Brain did it brilliantly, only to, well, 3rd game was just a little bit too much, and Purple Wave took that game, so very well done. Steamhammer now going for a fast expand, and then a pull, and no wall this time for Ironbot, so perhaps that will allow Steamhammer to get in. we'll have to wait and see. We've got another hatch, so looks like some kind of dedicated Zergling play. 12 workers, that's not an awful lot, it's not a little either. So here come the Zerglings, and there is still no wall. Oh, but there is a bunker. And a lot of SCV, so lots of mining time lost. But still, I think that the saturation for iron is okay. And that is a sunken which is well placed. It's much harder to run by, especially with a handful of Zerglings for backup. And although one gets badly damaged, I think now, for the time being, Steamhammer is safe. What's it going to do? Is that yet another? No, that's a Hydra then. So in base hatch, well placed sunken. I think it's a better position to be in than last game, and now the Hydras are a lot quicker. I like that, and the numbers are greater as well, and still making Ling speed while you're going Hydras. So build order wise could be a little bit better. And you are don't go out on your own with only 4. There are angry vultures out there. You need to pick up all your friends and try to do things in a more social way. Meanwhile, Iron is going for the contain with just a handful of vultures and marines and waiting for the artillery to rock up on the natural choke later. Oh, and the mine hits are real. Good God, the damage. And the vultures, they snip off one extra Hydra, and you can see that this is very hard for Zerg to fight. These mobile vultures, they do so much damage, and Steamhammer had really rather be careful. But that drone is so very lucky. And now the tank is there, and if I'm not mistaken, yep, there we go, with siege mode. Now, Steamhammer, what are you going to do? Your army is puny, you can't really get out. You should kill that tank. If you kill that tank, you're okay. But you need to kill that tank. You need to lift the contain before it starts. And you need... Oh dear. And then they all run back and they all get killed. No. That decision making is not good. Third base started though. But found. Oh dear. Iron will have a field day. And now the mutants are there. But still... It's a little bit better than last game, but already the first Goliath is there. And the Marines are there as well, so that's quite difficult for the mutants to deal with. Should wait a little bit longer, because the next Goliath will probably take a while to reach the front. And the mutants should go now, killing a Marine. Another one, that's good. Goliath has been killed already. Now killing the tank, that's good. And you should place 1 or 2 Sunkens here immediately, because it's going to be a drain on the economy. The mutants are out there in force now, and although all these bases are being harassed by vultures, it's also costing Iron a lot of money, and Iron hasn't got the natural up and running yet. Can populate it with a worker transfer, but there is a considerable amount of mutants underway, but you need to protect this from vulture run-bys. You cannot be... Yes, sunken, please. Oh God. Okay, well, the mutants are in the main. There are a few turrets, not too many, but now perhaps they can kill the turrets if they are committed to only 1 turret, but they take on 2 turrets at the same time. And oh, the decision making of Steamhammer is, I fear, not good enough to break this turret defense. Now with the Valkyrie overhead, they might kill the Valkyrie, but the mutants are confused. They take odd pot shots at units. And they are not really... Yes, that's good. Kill the Goliath, kill a worker. Do not, for the love of God, overcommit. You can see that the mutant micro is a little bit odd. And now there are 2 Valks, and the Scourge, they don't really dare venture in range with the turret. And at every stage, it's the Terran getting the better end of engagement like these. The mutants are getting low. Third base still not defended, and still workers are being lost by vultures, and that is just a drain, but this base is up. So Steamhammer doing okay and killing a Valk out in the field. That's very good. Will it live? No, it just dies. That's very good. So for the time being, these mutants, as long as they're not meddling with turrets, they are doing okay. And the Scourge have got the Valkyrie thing somewhat under control, but Iron has got the natural up and running. And this base must be defended. That is so imperative. You can see drone blood all over the place, and Steamhammer has to build drones, and is now building a defiler again, but has got an army size of pants. So that's not good, and losing major engagements to these Valkyries, and now the vultures are over the Lings. You can see Iron hasn't got the biggest army either, but Steamhammer is losing so much stuff, so many losing engagements, and again, one sunken. How much would it have hurt to build one sunken over here? What the hell is that? But still, Steamhammer is in this. It's still in this. The mutas though, just stay away from the turrets, it's not worth it. Killing the Valks and Iron isn't getting an army off the ground, that's good. And although this base is unprotected, the vultures now have other things to worry about, namely hatcheries in the middle of the base for whatever reason. And unit production for Steamhammer, which has now got 56 workers, is coming online, and Ultras are not as hard to micro down for vultures as are Zerglings. So the unit composition is getting out of control. Iron's army is growing a little though, so that's good for Iron, and Iron has got a third of its own, and the worker saturation is just better. I really do wonder what the hell is wrong with Steamhammer that's building bases over here, and that it's completely not protecting its bases. Just gathering round in the natural choke while this base is getting sacked. Oh, now finally trying to save it, but the ult, just A-move the bloody Ultras and you'll be okay. There are oh, Steamhammer, what are you doing? Completely off the rails, and Ironbot is overtaking you in army supply. It's quite beyond me, really. Must be some errors in the scripting or something, I don't know. Steamhammer still has got the bigger army, but the army is lolling about in the natural choke, doing God knows what. There is a Defiler with energy and Plague and can cast Swarm, but it's not doing so. Why? And meanwhile, Iron says, thank you very much, let's bring one tank and range down the natural, killing the army, and these bases over here will mop them up later. Wraith overhead, this base completely undefended with the Defiler mount. Iron is just going to be Iron and kill the living daylight out of Steamhammer, and Steamhammer, oh yes, no, God. So many creases to iron out, pun intended, and Iron is going to iron out Steamhammer with that, given half a chance, it will just reinstate the contain, do damage, harass everywhere, and this Vulture has just killed about 20 SUVs. That is, oh dear, the Air Force of, ooh, now running from the Scourge. Might as well, but still Steamhammer, the engagement after the early game are not good enough to contend with Iron, and I fear that Iron is going to win this game with a beautiful resilient tactic. So very oh, we had a Plague, one Plague, very good. But one Plague does not a summer make, and I think that Iron is going to take this 3-0. Steamhammer with the back to the wall has got 4 workers left. Where are they? One's here. And going to build, oh dear, going to build a creep colony now. Leaving game, leaving Iron to take it, a 3-0. Where is my bracket? Oh, 1, 2, 3, and submit. Ironbot wins it. That means that next week we will have losers round 2, and probably we'll do losers round 3. Oh God, such a lot of games. Losers round 2 and round 3, and I think I'll try and make it up to this one. Of course, we saw Seda beat Microwave Purple Wave in a grueling best of 5 versus Banana Brain. Banana Brain, great props to bring it back from 2-0 to 2-2, but then the last game, the cutest dismantling TCMU Protoss, and Ironbot doing the same to Steamhammer. Then we had Thomas Vitus Xin taking care of B-Reaver, Proxy falling to Halpan, Eric Hammer dismantling the ZVZ of Killerbot, and Andrew Smith falling prey to Crazio's cheesy tactics. So yeah, that's it. That was the game, and we'll end with this last still, because I want to thank all our sponsors, and if you want to sponsor us as well, you can spread the word and of course make financial donations through the Patreon platform. Furthermore, I want to thank every competitor in the tournament and all of you watching for being here. Hope to see you again next week. For now, I say goodbye.